Hey everybody! Alright, so the first lesson in picture graphs. We're going to be reading and then interpreting, answering questions about these graphs, trying to figure out what they tell us in a blink, because that's why people use graphs, because the information you get from them is quick and easy to see. So, first thing I'm going to tell you to do is that whenever I look at a graph, I find some important parts. The first important part I talk about is up at the top. It's the title of the graph. Always find the title, right? That'll tell you what it's going to be about. This is about different kinds of balls: soccer balls, basketballs, rubber balls, baseballs. Each of the items that's talked about should be labeled. These are category labels. Always find the category labels and read them so you know what they're talking about. The last part of the graph is boxes, or in this case circles, that are shaded in to show you how many are being selected. But it's not always one-to-one. The easiest graphs use one shape to equal one ball, right? But as you move through this unit, you'll see that sometimes you need to have one shape equal 2 or 5 or 10 people, because you've asked a lot of people the question and you don't want to draw a million boxes or color in a million circles. So sometimes your key is going to change the numbers that you assign to these different categories. It won't really change which one is the most. You can still see that. Even if I thought these were ones, I would see that this was the most, but really these are twos, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 soccer balls, not 6. So what do I look for? Always the title, always the key. And then I usually look to see what the categories of the graph are. I think with this one, I literally just show you just what I'm talking about. Find the title, check. Find the key, check. Find the category labels, check. Did you notice what was different about this graph? It was a sneaky one to see. So what's different about this one is on this one, the key is one circle equals one ball. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Same 12, but if you look at the first chart I showed you, there is a very different number of blue circles there. See? So you might notice sometimes that people change the key to make their graph easier to make, or to fit on a page, or maybe just easier to count. Always find these. Every graph I give you. Oh, look, it's a graph. What am I going to do? First thing, I'm going to find the title. These are different bows that are in a wrapping paper box, right? So maybe you have a special drawer or a place where you keep your wrapping paper and bows for holidays. And I have some blue bows in there. I have one or at least one symbol of a red bow. These are the different category labels. Those are good to look at. But it's also good to look at the key. Oh my goodness. In this case, they wanted me to count by threes. Right? So if I was answering these questions thinking that this was 1, oops, I'll make that so that you can see that. If I was thinking that was 1, I would have got the wrong answer. You have to look at the key. Okay? So how many are yellow? Well, 3 and 3 more. So 6 are yellow, not 2. Right? So as you answer the question, the key is really going to matter. All right. This is a tricky one because Mr. W said find the title. Check, did it. He said look at the different labels: bus, van, truck, ambulance, car. Okay, I know it's mostly about cars and trucks. And then the key is blank. Sometimes they're not going to tell you what the key is and they want you to try to figure it out. So for example, if you look at the cars, the children counted 25 cars. So somehow the cars have to be 25. Well, if I count by ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it wouldn't work. And if I counted by twos, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, it wouldn't work. If I counted by threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Does anyone know how to get 25 using 5 things? 5 fives. Yeah. So if you think about this, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That blue symbol must mean they saw 5 ambulances. They saw no vans. They saw 5 buses. So the key and finding the key is probably going to be the trickiest part of interpreting the pictographs. You are still going to very easily and quickly be able to see which one is the most and which one is the least, but you might get the number wrong if you don't focus on the key. All right, with all that good stuff said, I'm going to want you, on every graph I give you, to circle the title, find the key, and use the information next to the category labels to answer a couple simple questions. Okay, this is page 179. If you're working in Seesaw, I think I kind of rearranged the page a little bit to make it a little easier to read. Same for page 180 and 181. Same categories, same questions, but I formatted it a little bit differently to fit. This is an example of one where they don't give you the key. Whereas the first one told you, oh yeah, each one of these dishes means 2 different meals, right? So 2 plus 2 is the answer to that one. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is the answer to that one. Yeah, very nice. So I want you to try chapter 17, the first lesson, interpreting, reading pictographs using the key. And I have a fun math game for you on the next slide I'm going to show you too. Okay? This is making emojis into a pictograph. So you're going to have to move these springtime emojis over and build a fun graph and send it my way. I can't wait to see not only what your graph looks like, but how many total bunnies or rainbows or chicks that you find in the data. And then as a bonus, try to get the total number of emojis too. And that's going to be gotten by adding all the different categories up. Thanks, everybody.